Welcome back to the Military Sherpa Podcast. I'm your host, Mark. This midweek mindset is a very, very special episode. So stick with me till the end. I'm going to tell you why that is. But today's focus is on an old proverb that we don't really know who to attribute it to, but the proverb is more is caught than taught. And the idea behind this is that, hey, our children, the people that follow us, the people that we lead, often they catch more from our personality, from our actions, from the things that we say, than we actually try to teach them. For example, if we smoke and we tell our children not to smoke because it's bad for you, there's a high probability that our children turn out to be smokers. If we excessively drink and, whatever, I'm thinking only of vices, but it goes the other way too. Our positive attributes, the character that we have, our mannerisms, more is caught in some cases than taught. I think it's a half truth. I don't think it's necessarily true that they catch more than we teach, but when it comes to their character, their values, and their morals, I do believe that more is caught than taught when it comes to those things in particular. And I think about during my military career, there are a bunch of things that I could focus on, but one of my favorites is when my family and I were going through our debt-free journey. And as we were going through our debt-free journey, one of the people that worked for me, what they would see every day is they saw me talking about getting debt-free. They saw me eating peanut butter and jelly instead of going out to lunch. They saw me just working like a gazelle from the hands of a hunter, as Dave Ramsey would say, really hard to try to get out of debt. And it was a really big deal. And they saw the liberation that came on the other side of it. And I'll never forget when one of the people that worked for me, one of my favorite people on planet Earth, by the way, when he came to me and was like, I'm going to get debt free. And he did this tremendous journey with his family right in my footsteps. And those moments when they happen, they're the greatest moments in my life, the moments when people come to me and I can clearly see that what I did impacted them. And that now that they're going through it themselves, their family, their life, their family tree, their leadership lineage will be different because of what they caught. Sometimes things I didn't know I was teaching them. I had no idea that my debt-free journey was inspiring other people. I never thought of it in that way because I was going through the muck. But how I handled it and what I did during it inspired other people to take action. And what you do, even when you're not intentionally teaching others, it inspires them, it motivates them to take action. And so we want to make sure that what we're doing is the right thing. And last year, I released a book, The Leader's Garden, How to Grow Healthy, High-Performing People. And it was a tremendous effort to get that book done. And while I was writing my book, most of you, what you don't know is that my son Justice was writing a book right beside me. And if I remember correctly, he actually started a little bit earlier than I did, or roughly around the same time. And my wife at the time, she was pushing both of us to do it. And as we were doing it, him and I would go and we would stay the night at Disney hotels together. We would write during the day and go to sleep and wake up and write some more while my wife and my daughters, they get to go swim by the poolside. And it was this long journey that the two of us went through together. And often my son will say things and he'll do things just like I know that your children do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why do you like that? Or how could you do this? Or how could you say that? Or we say the same thing at the same time and finish each other's sentences. It's like, what is happening here? More is caught than is being taught. What I'm interested in, he's interested. What I do, he does. And he's 19. And still he's walking side by side with me or following in my footsteps. And as we go through these journeys, one, we need to make sure that what we're doing is right because they're following, they're watching, they're looking up to us. Small children are looking at mom. They're looking at dad. Our junior enlisted are looking at our senior enlisted, our staff sergeants, and they're learning norms and culture and how to behave and common vocabulary. How we react, what values we should be holding in order to be successful. And all of these things are mixing around in the pot, and we have a tremendous responsibility to get that right. But we also have a tremendous responsibility to champion those under us. And I tell you all the time that, hey, if you don't know if somebody believes that you're in their corner, you need to go to them and ask, do you believe I'm your champion? Do you think I fight for your highest possible good? Do you believe I speak highly of you when you're not in the room? Do you think I hunt for opportunities for you? Do you think I want the absolute best for you? And when you mentor someone, when someone is your mentee, if you will, I don't know why I don't like that word, but when someone is your mentee, you have a responsibility to advocate for them and their success, to push their projects, help their life, and help their career. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take my medicine. And I'm going to tell you that my son wrote a spectacular book. It's called The Space Between the Seasons. It's a historical piece of fiction. Young adults are the primary target, although the adults that have read it and everyone who has read it so far has said that it's one of the best, if not the best book that they've ever read. Proud dad moment, right? I'm freaking out because all along he wouldn't let us read it. He wouldn't let us inside. He wanted to surprise us, and surprise us he did. And so he wrote this spectacular book, The Space Between the Seasons. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see I'm holding it up right now in my hand. Spectacular work. Really, really proud of this boy. And I'll break my typical monologue there for a second. But what I need from you now is I'm going to use my influence and my network to help him. And so his book today is free. All you have to do, I'm holding the hard copy in my hand, but his book is free. The Kindle version is free on Amazon and will be so for a few days. If you can go out to the spacebetweentheseasons.com, spacebetweentheseasons.com, you can get your free copy of the ebook, of the KDP, of the Kindle version of his book will be free on Amazon. The Space Between the Seasons by Justice Tilsher. If you can just go out there, not only download a copy for yourself, but encourage other people to get a free copy of his book tomorrow, it will mean the world. He's a self-published author, 19 years old, started the book when he was 17, and finished something that any parent would be and should be proud of. And so I would ask you, if you could, just this once, take an opportunity, support my son's work, the spacebetweentheseasons.com. It would mean the world for me. And if your child ever writes a book, publishes, reach out to me, and I'll do everything I can to help you as well. Thank you again for all the love and support that you show my family. I can't wait to get your feedback. Email me, mark@marktilsher.com, if you do read his book. And don't forget to leave him a review on Amazon. It makes a huge difference. It's one of the ways that we're judging his success is how many Amazon reviews he can get. And so if you could go out and leave a review once you read the book, spectacular. So, and if you feel like buying one, we won't be mad at you. All proceeds go directly to Justice Tilsher. So we won't be mad at you either. But the Kindle version is free. The spacebetweentheseasons.com. You can go out to Amazon. It'll be free there as well. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week. I'm out.